What's up everybody, welcome to my new video. Today we have how to get your functions in a line, whatever that means. We are learning C++, so this is the first time. Actually, I've messed with functions, like for example these on the side. Well, right now they're called night.cpp. They were called something else in the last video. But I haven't really messed with functions. Like, Alright, let's just go ahead and continue. Okay, so we may encounter the term inline functions with different meanings. It's a function definition, usually in a header file. Inline. Void, so it doesn't return anything. I don't know if this is for all functions or just void. But for now, it just has inline on top, so just imagine adding inline. Now this one's a main function, so it might not work on this one. Inline advises the compiler to insert the function's body where the function call is, which sometimes helps with execution speed. Okay, so inline is something you'll probably encounter if you look at other people's code or something like that, but you may never use it. However, yeah, I guess it is good to hear in case you do encounter it somewhere at a job or something. You know what it is, or maybe you're just downloading code from GitHub, like working on an open source project or something. It's good to know. And then of course there's classes, which I learned a little bit about in JavaScript, but let's see how different they are here. Hopefully they're very similar, that way I could catch on to them, naturally, because, if they're very different, then, they might be a little bit more difficult to learn, so. Please note that you should always add the inline keyword if you're inlining functions in a header, unless you are dealing with member functions, which are automatically inlined for you. Nice. Alright, so currently the program is set up with the goodnight 1 right here. Wait, the declaration. That's not a declaration, is it? I think this is a declaration right here, and then we have goodnight 2 as well. Oh, there it is. Definition split in HPP and CPP. Yeah. Definition, declaration. I'm kind of getting the hang of it. Declaration, definition. It makes sense. We'll try using the inline keyword and see how it affects the runtime of the function. Oh, I did see that it has runtime here. It has some sort of a clock, chrono. I haven't learned about that yet. Let's go ahead and run it first. Yeah, okay, so first run your code as is. How many milliseconds did it take to run? 0.25, so 0.025. Move the very short definition of goodnight 1 from night CPP over to night HPP, replacing the declaration. Goodnight 1, move it from here over to here, replacing the declaration. Then add the inline keyword. Alright, boom. Above the function and run the code. So it goes from 0252. 0252. Okay, it's taking a little bit longer. Or it didn't run at all. It ran here, but it didn't work. What's going on? It didn't print out. Okay, so it works. I passed it, but it doesn't. Then add the inline keyword above the function and run the code. It didn't work? That's it? It didn't work? Really? It actually didn't work. Okay, I don't know what to say. That's weird. I thought I was gonna get like another output of another, I got 0252, maybe it was gonna be like 02, maybe it cut off a few milliseconds, but if that's how it's gonna be, we move forward. Default arguments. Oh yeah. So default arguments is if you don't use an argument. Then, so if you were to leave the second argument blank, you get C++. I remember it being always recommended to always have default arguments, just in case whoever reuses your code, if they don't use like an argument, it defaults to something. It's kind of having like error exceptions. I didn't like doing error exceptions because they take a lot, but that's pretty much what programming is, you know, like making your code safe and whatnot. We'll read this first and then we'll go back to what we got to do, like to reading it if we need it. So let's see. Default arguments to the rescue. Add default arguments of false to the parameters of make coffee. So let's look at this over here. How is it done here? All it is just equals, and it said false, right? To both of them, I believe. And that's just for the first one, make coffee. Coffee CPP. All right, let's go ahead and run it. It should. Okay, it's not running. Are milk and sugar set to false for make coffee? Milk and sugar. It does look like they're set false to me, but let's just reread it. Let's see. You're automating a coffee delivery system where people can order all these types of coffees. It's a bunch of options, but most of the time people just want a plain black coffee. You have a function, make coffee. It's not efficient for people to always have to pick they're not having milk or sugar. So what do they do? Default arguments to the rescue, okay? Default arguments of false to the parameters of make coffee in. Oh, damn. Okay, that's me not reading the instructions correctly. It's supposed to be in here. Alright. Oh, here we are. False. Let me delete them from here. I wonder if it still works this way. It doesn't accept it, but it did print out. It didn't give me any errors. I wonder if it's still acceptable. I would have to run it on my own compiler. There it is. Remove any unnecessary false arguments from each function call in main. Like, we're actually reading it this time. In main, it doesn't say CPP, but there's only one main. Any unnecessary false. So this one pretty much. Oh, remove the false arguments because it's already defaulted to false. Any unnecessary false. I would say this one. Is it gonna get a second one? I don't remember. I don't know about the first one though. I think for the first one, it does have to be there. Let's go ahead and try it out like that. Yeah, so we're good. Because if I erase this, I might get an error of some sort. Yeah, so I get an error. And obviously, if I take away the comma, then it just becomes this one. So, we'll just go back to, what was it? Was it false? Like that. And there we are. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a good ass day. Peace out.